There you go. Okay. All right. So when you buy a house or a townhouse, you also have to pay for the real estate taxes, which is different than sales tax. All right. Sales tax is obvious. And real estate taxes are based on where you live. So Orland is a pretty expensive place to live in terms of taxes. Orland is in Cook County, which has a very high tax bracket. And then it's in the township of Orland. Now, you also get a really good tax break because of all the car dealerships. Like the car dealerships pay taxes. And so that takes down on your real estate taxes and also the mall, the Orland Park Mall. So when a community has big corporations like that can take some of the heavy load, that helps with real estate taxes. As opposed to like if it's just all neighborhood housing, then everybody is contributing to the taxes. And real estate taxes is who pay, like your police, your fire, your teachers, your local government, like your mayor, all that stuff. So village trustees. So it's a big payroll plus anything like to keep up the park, the Orland Park Library. So a lot of your stuff goes into your real estate taxes. All right, so that being said, I'm just bringing up that like when you have homes, all that goes into a home buying, like what district you live in. All right, anyways, so you'll need to borrow money to purchase a townhouse or a house. Before you look at them, you should know the maximum you can borrow and the maximum you should be able to spend for either a townhouse or a house. So in general, you should borrow no more than 2 times your annual gross income. So there's that phrase again. Okay, so the more, just like a car, it appreciates in value. I mean, you'd like it to. Some neighborhoods go the other way, but for the most part, your home is going to increase each year. The more the appreciation, the higher the future value of the town. So when you hear people say that they're flipping a house, they're counting on that community staying stable and also increasing. And then that also brings up the values of other homes near you. That's why neighbors get mad if somebody else is not keeping up their house, because it affects their value. Okay, so anyways, talking about borrowing. So the maximum amount to borrow is twice your annual gross income, and then the maximum amount to spend is your amount borrowed plus any savings. All right, so that might be a new catchphrase. All right, so you have saved $15,000 to buy a townhome. Your annual gross income is $61,700. What's the maximum that you should be able to borrow? Okay, so there's our annual gross. And the maximum you should be able to borrow is based off of that. So we're going to double that amount. So 61,700 times 2 is 123,400. And then you've already saved that much, so that's what you're going to use for your down payment, ideally. So 123,400. I'm using a pencil. Sometimes you can't always see that on a hover cam. I'll go to orange. Plus 15,000. So that's going to give us 138,400. All right, so your savings is going to be what you're probably going to use for your down payment. Ideally, you want to put down 20%. Okay, so these all kind of follow that. So you've got Fred who wants to buy that. He earns $59,200. So that means he's going to get to borrow $118,400. And he saved $10,000. So that's pretty easy to add up in our noodles. I asked that on an Ed puzzle once, what your noodle was. Only a couple of you guys got it. It's your head. It's an old expression. I don't know how. All right. So here's Marge Simpson. She wants to buy a townhouse. She earns $11.25 per week. So now they're kind of making us work to find this annual salary. And a couple sections ago, they only work for 50 weeks. So you got to be careful. But now it is per week. So there's 52 weeks in a year. Just in case we forgot that little nugget. All right, so we have to multiply that by 52 to get her annual salary. And then that's what we're going to double. So Marge can borrow up to, sorry, wrote that too soon, up to $117,000. And she has $17,000 in her savings. Oh my gosh, I keep writing that 7 too early. So that's what she's shopping around for when she looks at a townhouse or a house. So a condominium, you have your HOA fees that condominium, here we go, and townhouse, they both have those fees. So I'm using quotes like maintenance fees. A lot of times they called it homeowners association fees. So that's another thing you have to factor in with those. Okay, you go ahead and do number 4 while I'm flipping. And then there's 5 and 6. Okay, then we're going to do appreciation. Let's see. just 4. Good. Good. Okay. 4, 3, 4. All right. All right. So I missed you. I don't be able to see that. Okay, so this one required a little bit of different math. This is per month. All right, these were both, I'll just kind of scoot it up there for 4 and 5. Okay, so when you're talking about either one of these, you have to remember that there's 12 months per year. So again, back to this testing days, a lot of you guys will come up and say, what's semi-annual? How many months are in a year? How many days in a year? How many weeks in a year? Those are things you have to know. Okay? So for each of these, when they talk about per month, then you can find their annual salary, and then you can get to how much they can borrow. So the other piece here, when you're adding, if you don't have any money to put down, that is going to affect your rate. Okay, so all of these have like a home lending opportunity. And I mentioned, like, you get a letter that says, like, okay, this couple or this person can buy a house now. And you have a credit rating and all that good stuff. So how much you can put down also affects that. So if you have nothing to put down, just like a car, you're going to pay a little bit more in interest because you're riskier. If you have no savings, they consider that a risk. So you have to be really, really careful in your real lives out there if you are risky. Okay, and then this last one here on this page, because I am going to do 2 sections today, the maximum that they can borrow here is going to be a little bit more. So they want to buy a house. They've saved $23,000. She earns $34,500, and Frank earns this much per month. So you have to combine Frank. So be careful, especially if it's written out for you previously, who you put times 12. Okay? So what is the maximum? So if you go in on a house together with a sibling, with your partner, with a parent, sometimes will co-sign, that obviously is going to double your money, so it doubles your chances of having a lower rate. Okay. Any questions? All right, so then on this last chart here, and then I am going to do, this was my 2-section day, find the appreciation and the value of the townhouse. So when a car or a house appreciates, it increases. So after 1 year, this house, you have to move that over 2 places to the right. Okay? So I'm going to do 225,000 times 0.0105. All right, so in 1 year, this house is going to increase by $23,622.50. So I would add that to get the full value, $227,362. So it's very much like a compound interest formula, because then the next year I'm going to make that again. So my house is going to keep going up in value. Now this one is not as good of a neighborhood or what have you. So when you move this over, you have to be really careful on this one. It's going to be 0.0045. So when kids see 0.45%, they think that it's already a percent, and it's not. So you have to move that twice. So that's where I'm getting the 2 zeros. All right, so go ahead and work that out, and this one, and then I'll stamp again, and then we're going to move on. These get kind of goofy in our calculators. All right, you guys got to put blue away. Come on, be with us. Blue away, put blue away. Put blue away. When did you get here? You did not. I asked about you. Yeah, it wasn't 2 minutes after the bell.
You can see the timestamp.
Well, then you didn't get here. Because I said, where's Arturo?
I was here when you were out the room. Oh, yeah.
Right, so that was not 2 minutes. That was about, 5. All right, anyways, take your hood off. Maybe you didn't hear me with that hood on. And you got to get your Chromebook. Did you bring that yet so you can put your test in? All right, that's why it's still not graded. You have to put it in.
But you said you were working out with that one?
No, it has to go on the Chromebook. I told you that every test from here on out is on your Chromebook, so you've got to have that in there. Alrighty. And Tech came. They had a pass for you yesterday. All right, put blue away. Put blue away. All right. Okay. Yeah, so bring that because that'll probably keep happening. Like our final, our next test. This plus this. Right. Yeah, because you did that right. That's how much money the house made in 1 year. All right. Students 21. All right. Yeah. So take really good notes for yourself. By the time we're at the end of this road, are you doing okay? Yep, so you add this to this. So this amount, if you want to, I'll highlight this when I go back to my computer, but it's the value of the house plus the appreciation in 1 year. So that's going to be after 1 year. Okay? Does that make sense? Sorry, I went through that a little fast. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of keep checking. All right. Okay, put blue away. Thank you. Otherwise, I'm just going to hand out homework after we're done. Next unit. Thank you. You all right? Okay. All right. Did I get it ready? No. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I need a new stamper. Yeah, this is, let me unfreeze this for a second. So the value of the house after 1 year is going to be the original plus your new appreciation. Original. Woo. There we go. So, yeah, I would definitely tell yourself that. Okay, and then I stamped everybody, but there you go. All right, I'm just going to do like one side maybe of this one. Let me see. I'm going to take advantage of my this percent, because it's this percent concept. This is what a lot of you guys kind of mess up on. So when you purchase a home, you'll probably make a down payment and finance the remaining portion of that selling price with a mortgage loan from a bank. Generally, it's between 10 and 40%. All right. So it's repaid with interest, and the mortgage, this is a biggie, gives the bank the right to sell the property if you fail to make the payments. So that's what is known as a foreclosure. So we probably have all heard of that word because, oh my goodness, you guys tell me when I'm unfrozen. So that is a biggie. So the mortgage loan, generally the down payment is between 10 and 40% of the selling price. So obviously, the more expensive your home is, the more money down they want you to put down. All right. This is a biggie though. The bank owns your house until that very last payment. All right. Okay, so this percent down, you've got a selling price. I'm going to put down 10%. So 2 places to the left is 10%. So 227,500 times 0.10 is $22,750 down. So that's the cash I need to come up with for 10%. So if you recall, with car payments, the mortgage loan amount then, I'm not borrowing all of this. I'm borrowing this less the down payment. So now I'm going to subtract the 227,500 less 22,750. So 204,750. So this is the loan amount. So the selling price less the down payment. Selling price less the down payment. Does that make sense? Okay, but then here we're obviously multiplying. So we're multiplying here to get our percent down, and then we're subtracting these two. So I'm going to multiply by 0.05. And then I'm going to subtract. All right, so I'm just going to jot this one down. When you move this 2 places, again, you have to hold this spot here So this is 0.075. I would say this is the biggest mistake. Just real careless with our decimal point placement. So you start wherever that decimal point is, so when it's like invisible, it means it's at the end. So this one is another one. Kids will put 0.6%. It's 0.06. Alrighty. So I'll just give you a minute to fill that out and then I'll join you. Okay, start with Osama. What'd you get for number 5?
5.
Yep.
9,810.
Good. Arturo, what'd you get for number 6?
120,990.
Perfect. And Fred, what'd you get for number 7?
18,050.
Good. Oh yeah, that one, be careful. It's not 500. And Cameron, 8.
162,000.
And it's not even. Do it again. So that's another classic case. He's got this, but then just missed a number, and then you got the next 2 test questions wrong. Alrighty, so be careful. What do you have? You're taking this minus this. There you go. Bree, what'd you get for 9?
900.
Say it again.
900.
Whoa, 325,500 times 0.06. You might have missed a 0. 19,530. It's gonna be a lot of money because that's a lot of money. All right, jumping in the aisle, Kayla, number 10.
305,970.
Good. Quran, 11.
9,625.
All right. And Ahmad, 12.
165,375.
All right. All right, did you move ahead, Aiden, to 13?
Yeah, I got my answer is 2,200, 170.
All right. So that's 22,000.
Yeah, my fault. That's what I meant to say.
That's okay.
And the next one, I got 125,630.
Good. And this is why, in case you're like,
Oh yeah. I just
no, it's okay. That's on me. And then you're gonna take. I'm just gonna squish it in there. All right. Look at us. Dee, what'd you get for this one?
I didn't do that one.
All right, you want to do it now, really quick, and then Dan will do our bring it home for us. All right. So then I'll stamp that one. And then homework then is a double whammy. 11-3 and 11-4. All right. I know it's a Thursday, but then we don't have weekend homework. But I'll teach. I shouldn't say that. This is kind of a monster too, so I will teach that tomorrow. Yeah, we can. I'm waiting on you or on D.
Oh, I thought you meant like a homework.
I'm just getting ahead of it. All right, D, what you got?
I got 10,500.
Good.
199,500.
Good. You guys have a hard time seeing those big ones, huh? I'm going to go K.
199,500.
Yay. Okay, I'm just going to flash the back here so that you're got it all. Actually, I'll finish up notes. I'll finish up 15 tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. So this I'll finish tomorrow, but you can do as far as you can get on 11-4. Did I already stamp you guys twice?
Yeah.
That's good.